So there is nothing like sitting on the couch and just playing a video game. That's how I grew up playing video games. I have always been a console player. My first system was a Nintendo 64. Grew up playing Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and ever since then, that's the way I've always played video games. I never got into PC gaming. I always just enjoyed grabbing a controller, playing the game, and that's it. No customization, no trying to open up launchers, none of that. You plug in your memory card, you put in your disc or your cartridge, you plug in your controller, and you just play. And if you want to have any friends or your siblings play with you, you plug in an extra controller. And it just worked. But you miss out on a lot of games when you only stick with consoles. I got a Steam Deck back in January, and it is probably one of the best gaming systems I've ever owned, ever. I still think I like my Switch over it, but that's mainly because of the game selection. Again, I'm a huge Nintendo fan, and I know that you can play Switch games on the Steam Deck, but I'm talking about being able, essentially just to plug and go. I got a D-brand skin on it. I got it white on the back, and then I got mint green on the front. I got the 512 gigabyte version, and it came with a case, but I just got my own case. It's like a white case. It just matches this. I like white tech. I like that aesthetic. The first game that I got for my Steam Deck was Skyrim, and I know that Skyrim came out on the Switch, and you can play that on the go, and I was playing it a lot, actually, right before I got my Steam Deck. I was playing it on my Switch, and I was playing, I'm like, God, it just doesn't look that great. I also played it on Xbox One and on my Series X, and it boosted up to 60 frames per second, and it just looked fantastic in 4K as well. I'm like, I wish I can have, a nice middle ground. I know I can't get 4K on a Steam Deck, but I certainly can get 60 frames per second on there, and I can get God rays and high resolution textures, and I ended up getting a Steam Deck. Not because of Skyrim, but Skyrim pushed me to do that. My experience from the Steam Deck helped me expand my video game tastes. I didn't know this going into the Steam Deck. There were also PlayStation games on the Steam Deck. Games that I missed out on. There's Spider-Man, there's Miles Morales, there is God of War, there is, what's the other one? It's with Alloy. Horizon Zero Dawn, that's another one. I missed out on all these games because I don't have a PlayStation. I had a friend come over and he got his Steam Deck and he's like, you need to try out this game. It was Cult of the Lamb, my first ever roguelike game. And I know that was on Switch, but I would have never bought it for the Switch because first of all, it was full price, and second, it just didn't dawn on me. When I have a Nintendo system, I typically only buy mostly Nintendo games. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? It's like $10. It was on sale. I have this weird thing about spending money on games because I'm afraid I'm not going to like them. I had that issue with Elden Ring and kind of Cyberpunk. I did put a lot of time into Cyberpunk, but I wasn't satisfied with it. So I didn't spend a lot of money on my Xbox. That's why I enjoyed Game Pass a lot, because there wasn't that commitment. But Steam Deck is nice because you can try all these different games that is also on the Switch, but just cheaper. They go on sale more often. So I got Cult of the Lamb, and I love it. I got that. I ended up getting Hades, and I fell in love with Hades. Great game. What else is there? I'll just pull it up right now. Oh wait, also custom openings. Gotta do it. Hold on. I love the custom openings for my Steam Deck. I have like 6 of them and they shuffle. All right, I want to take a look at the games that I actually have on here that I probably would have never got. Okay, these are Great on Deck. Now, Great on Deck is exactly what it sounds like. It's basically you install it on your Steam Deck and that's it. You don't have to go into any settings. It's already optimized for the Steam Deck. It works for the Steam Deck. Hades, Hades 2. I started another Crab's Treasure. I got Cult of the Lamb already. I got Stardew Valley. I can't get into it. I loved Animal Crossing, New Horizons. I loved all the previous Animal Crossings. I can't get into Stardew Valley. There's something about it. It's just not, I don't know. I think there's so much to it and it's just kind of off-putting because I had to relearn everything and I just didn't feel like doing it. I'm going to try and give it another shot, but it's not really my thing right now. A Short Hike is fantastic. I love that game. I got into Ori and the Blind Forest. I never finished it, but I did put a decent amount of hours into it, probably like 10 hours or so into the game. I did get Horizon Zero Dawn. I did not play it. I put like maybe 10 minutes into it because other games just got into other games. And then some other games that, you know, aren't technically Steam Deck ready. Games that you can't play on the go. Games that I'm shocked that they haven't put Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas onto the Nintendo Switch yet, but I can play it on here. I can play Master Chief Collection on my Steam Deck. The fact I can play Halo Reach on the go, just sitting on the couch, like not at a TV, I love that. There are games that you don't get through the Steam store, but I wanted to focus on just the simplicity of, if you just want to buy a game through the Steam store and install it, that's all you do. And then you just play it. That's what I love about this. It's a nice gateway into PC gaming if you're a console player. So if you are ever thinking about wanting to get a PC and to start PC gaming, if you're like me and you've only ever been into consoles, I would suggest getting a Steam Deck because it's a nice gateway into PC gaming. Now, if you want to tinker around with stuff, I enjoy doing that. I have installed emulators. I did the whole EmuDeck thing. I don't play a lot of emulated games on here. I thought I would, but I just don't think that they run that great. They run good as emulators, but they will never run like how they do on original hardware. But there is one cool thing. So you can install PC games on here like a regular computer, and they don't have to be through the Steam store. And someone has made a recompilation of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. I'm pulling it up right now. So this is the start screen. They're gonna have Ocarina of Time come in later. You start the game and that's it. It just, you have to install it. You have to do a little bit of work to get it on here, but it was simple. It's as simple as installing an emulator and all that if you really want to get technical, but it just runs natively. It just worked with the controller and it runs at 90 frames per second. And C-Stick. You get a free range camera. There's also the D-pad. You can use the D-pad. It's mapped to the masks. So I haven't gotten too far, only because I recently just did a playthrough of this on my Switch not too long ago. There are cons that do come with this. Compared to the Switch, this does run out of battery a lot quicker. It reminds me of my old days of having my original DS Lite. I sit on the couch, but I have it plugged into the wall so I can play it nonstop without the battery running out. I wish that the Xbox Game Pass was available on there, because that would be amazing. And one of the big things with the Steam Deck is that you can dock it, kind of like a Nintendo Switch. You can plug it in with a lot of different HDMI dongles. I had a regular HDMI dongle from Insignia that I used until I got an official dock from Steam. You don't need to use the official Steam Deck dock. You can get one off of Amazon for very cheap. I only went with official because I get afraid of things not working the way that they are supposed to. Steam will push out updates for the official dock, so I would much rather have something like that than cheaping out. It's really not worth the $80. I only spent the $80 for peace of mind. One of the issues with the docking is that it's not as fluid as the Nintendo Switch. When you have an active game on the Steam Deck and you dock it, it's gonna be stuck at whatever resolution you have it set at. It will not automatically change the resolution. So in order to make sure that your game is running the way it's supposed to on your external display, is that most of the time you will have to close out of the game and then reopen it, and you unlock those higher resolution scales. But overall, I don't mean to poo-poo on it. It is still a great system. I have gotten a lot of hours out of it. I think my favorite part about the Steam Deck, it is just very accessible. It's a nice gateway into PC gaming. I know at some point I will end up spending $3,000, $4,000 on building a PC. That'll be the future. I'm perfectly content with what I have right here and right now. And I'm happy that I can finally play some Xbox exclusives, which I always had access to anyways because I have an Xbox, but I can play them on the go. And now I have PlayStation exclusives I can start playing. I still really want to play Spider-Man, and it's Steam Deck verified. So at some point I will get it, and I will play it, and I will enjoy it. And I will also enjoy not having to spend a lot of money on a whole ass system that I will only maybe play 5 games on. I might make a video about what is on my Steam Deck, because if you noticed, it is a little bit different than the typical UI that you see on there. If you guys want to see that video, I would subscribe. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you guys have any questions about anything about the Steam Deck, about what is on my Steam Deck, any ideas that I can put in for that next video, let me know and comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay. Bye.